Okay, recording is started.
Yes, hi everybody. How many people we got? Not too many today. Okay. Today I'm taking the 10 o'clock slot because Alan is out. What I'm prepared today is sort of a follow-up in a way to Alan's previous lecture from June of last year, where he covered using the Cloud Local, a desktop PC at his home with a powerful video card and memory and GPU memory to run this system called NVIDIA Riva, or it's a SDK, and it does GPU accelerated speech AI, including automatic speech recognition that will be referred to as ASR, and text-to-speech, which is TTS, you're familiar with. It also does it does natural language processing and natural language understanding, and those are a few different type of things that go on. For instance, NL, I kind of forget which is which, but they include turning a series of words into a sentence, for instance, figuring out sentence structure. So you can say something and it'll understand that that's a question. So that's part of the NL, natural language understanding. And then there's another one called part of the NLP, natural language processing, will actually pull out intent from the statement you've made. So if you say, what's the weather like in Toledo, it will pull out intent weather. And if you say temperature, it would say sub-intent temperature. And you'll be seeing, I'll be showing a weather bot that was one of the examples that the NVIDIA Riva people, I've got that implemented now on my in my Cloud Local and on my robot as well. Now my robot's at home, everything's at home, but I'm logged into them, and I'll show you the cloud system, and then an edge computer, which is my robot, able to use the cloud service with and this heavy duty processing, natural language processing over the Wi-Fi essentially, and giving it much more power than it would on its small little computer on board the robot. And this is a wave of the future, and this is what other professional robotics companies use, like Boston Robotics, as Chris Albertson likes to say on our mailing list, that they have a very large set of cloud computers that do most of the brain work necessary. So here I'll show you, this is Orange. As you can see, the eyes, that's the proof of we're logged into Orange. These are the computers that and I even put some cameras on them because due to the rain, I couldn't bring in Orange. So here's a feed of Orange live feed at home, and that's just for fun. It's not really, we're logged into his screen, so he's not going to move. He's docked and getting bench power essentially, so he won't run out of power. And now I'll also show the, everything's too small. Now the other thing is this is the cloud computer. This is and I also have a camera on it. So I decided it was time to upgrade my PC anyway, and So Black Friday, I bought a gaming PC with an excellent video card, the NVIDIA 3090. And heck, I'm getting slightly slow performance here.
You opened up photos.
Slightly slow.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Well, let's reconnect.
A lot of questions.
Oh, well, we can should be when it's minimized. It shouldn't take up much power. So I don't know what this is. Okay, this is what I was trying to do. Oh, okay, things are slow. So here's the computer, live shot. And I got a gaming PC which comes with all these colors. So I turned them on for you because I didn't really care about this feature, but apparently a lot of people love their RGB fans and CPU and memory, and it's all like going through a cycle. I mean, the actual memory has LEDs in it of varying colors, and the CPU even has LEDs.
Is it water cooled?
And it's water cooled. These cables here, or these tubes, are a water cooling system. And there's a big radiator behind this series of fans here in the back. I opened it up and I saw this giant radiator.
Did you build that, Jim, or
no? I
off
just
the shelf.
So I bought this from a company that builds the gaming PCs called Skytech. It was discounted because it's last year's model, and Skytech built it, and it was like they were delayed and everything, but they don't, when things are discounted, the deal is pretty good. So yeah, it's not cheap, but this is a 12-core Ryzen latest processor, 2900. It's an AMD. I ended up getting AMD. I was trying to get Intel, but they sold out. But I'm like, hey, AMD is good. They sell the same computer with an equivalent AMD processor to the Intel. So this is 12 cores, 32 gigabytes of memory, and this is the key thing right here: the 24 gigabyte GeForce RTX 3090. So what we're going to use this for is you can load the entire Riva stack in here and still have over 12 gig left. So ultimately, I could fit a chat system, a 6 billion parameter chat system, like a U AI GPT 6D or whatever, or Blender bot, which is kind of maybe a little bit better one, and along with the Riva stack as well. So I've got a lot to explore with this, loading up large language models onto there. So without further ado, so the first thing you do is essentially we have an edge computer here with the robot with a tiny processor, and then we've got the cloud server. And so the first thing, and NVIDIA's stuff is pretty good. The instructions and everything, how to set this up. And Alan gave a talk, so I watched his talk again, and so that made it pretty easy. So now, go back to. Okay. Wow. Doesn't want to show itself. Let's quit again. Yeah, doing all this remote stuff is not the easiest, I guess. Okay. So I do everything in Visual Studio Code. And what is it? Control plus. Right? Another, oh, safe. So this is a Windows system, not Linux. And as Alan pointed out, all these things run, the NVIDIA stuff runs with Docker. And so, which is fine. And under Windows, you can also use Docker. It's called Docker Desktop. I've installed it here. And Docker Desktop can utilize the Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL2. And here you can see this is, I've got the Riva speech as a Docker container, and we'll be using that now. So everything seems to work well with under Windows, under this. So Windows is the host computer with operating system, and I'm using Ubuntu through the WSL2, which comes with Windows. You just install it, and then on top of that, Docker Desktop, which also uses WSL2 is its own virtualization system that Windows also has something called hypervisor, and the WSL2 uses a lower level portion of that. But in any case, so with Docker Desktop, I can have other containers with other systems running as well, and they're peers to they're kind of handled by WSL2, but they're essentially peers to the Ubuntu I'm running. So it's not much overhead. Plus, what's really cool is I can install the drivers for CUDA, the CUDA drivers, because WSL2 is now a first-rate, or it's considered a distribution by major players like NVIDIA. So there's installers for the CUDA core drivers for Ubuntu and SUSE, and then your flavor of Linux, plus now WSL2. So those you can install those, and they know how to get to the drivers through the Windows BIOS, et cetera, and it looks seamless. So now, anyways, enough of you can read a lot about that, but the point is you don't need a boot up as a Linux system. Although I may end up making this computer a dual boot anyway, but that's another effort, another project, or for another project. So to start off the cloud services, I run this script called bash Riva start. I've downloaded and installed this whole the Riva system, the Riva container. And so what this does, and if you look at the task manager here, I'll show you what's happening. The CPU, the GPU. So GPU memory had just popped up to 0 up to a little over 10 gigabytes. And CPU memory just went up quite a bit too, to 18 gigs. So it's using a good chunk of memory, but out of both GPU and CPU. So after these models are loaded, if you look at the if you look at the Docker, you'll notice that this is now running and it's taking 11.34 gigs. Anyway, but now we have we have a Docker container running, and it's running the services, running these services for the Riva. So now once that's running, we can go back. Now we can go back to the robot. I'm going to quit the main robot code because we're not going to. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to integrate it to all the way through to the robot main program. So this demo will be sort of Viva stuff directly from the robot computer, but not through the normal interface. That'll be next. So the goal is, so I'm going to demo is this weather chatbot, which eventually I'm going to add. It's basically working, but I'm going to add it to Orange. So you can say Orange open weather bot, and it will open this as a chatbot. That would be like a little bit of a more interesting, or just a little bit more integrated, let's say. One thing so here what we'll do is open up the terminal. I guess I go through the, well, maybe I'll show you something, show you the whole thing first, see if it works. So this is one of their examples is this weather bot. Actually, I can show you on the web page first. Let's see. Demos.
I have this code.
Oh, shoot. Have the link to it.
And shove it into the.
Forget how to get to the. Well, the weather. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the virtual assistant that I'm going to show, and it kind of look in a web version it looks like this, but what I'm not going to show not a web version, but essentially this demo will utilize the ASR, automatic speech recognition, have a dialogue manager chatbot code, which is in Python, and then it also uses text to speech through these are using the cloud service, that my local cloud service, both of those speech recognition, also it pulls out intent using that NLP. So it's using 3 different services, ASR, TTS, and NLP to pull out the intent. So there's a whole model in there. It's a weather model. The intent weather model pulls out whether you're asking about temperature or you're asking how the robot is or how the weather bot is. So it pulls out takes the sentence you're saying and it pulls out some basic meaning with just like two word, just a very, like one or two word summary essentially. Let me go back to the robot. So I hacked together this last night to churn this code from a web page into something that's just a command line, and so I could use it for my robot without, preparing it to be used directly from the robot code. Just like, let's run this to see if I can talk to it. So they had an example for taking your microphone input and doing all this. You can also do offline, take a WAV file that's pre-recorded and all that kind of thing.
Here's your meeting. Here's your meeting. Here's your meeting.
So I am.
Yeah, somebody's mic. It's okay. Continue.
All right. Well, I got an error anyway. Let's see what's happening. Hard to know if the things are gonna work like through when they're connected to Zoom and everything. Okay, call address is available.
You can look at it. Yeah. Section. Of that.
Let's go back to this other. Let's start this up again. First, you can try it right from. Maybe I'll go through it a little bit slower through some of these features this thing has. Make sure I can connect to it at all here. So there's several examples to show you how to do various features like text to speech and natural language processing and ASR, of course. So I made some quick. Yeah, here's the directory. Hopefully this is big. Make this big. It looks pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Yeah, on my laptop, it looks pretty clear. We can close that down. So yeah, if you see here, we've got a few directories: ASR, NLP, and TPS. So let's start with ASR. So you can do things like transcribe a file, transcribe, and it can be streamed. There's some different options. Like offline is completely offline, and then the file of this one example does some sort of streaming, and then using your microphone directly as well. Oh, you know what? This isn't. I don't see my batch files. I'm kind of blanking now. Where did the batch files? Okay. Okay, listen about that.
Hi, welcome to Riva Weather Service. How may I help you?
Is that our end or their end?
Yeah, why is it doing that?
Maybe we can ask Thomas or something, we can have a decent microphone to talk.
Cause this,
So
I'm
right
trying
now-
to play something.
You know what, because your audio will be coming from here, your speaker, and it's,
Oh, feedback.
yeah, feedback from his laptop too.
Okay, but how do
What
I?
if you muted Ben's, if you muted
Well,
Ben's?
what
mic?
this
One of
should
those.
still work. I've done this before.
Okay, let me mute this mic. And
Well, but it should be playing,
you're sharing audio through yours,
wait, oh,
but it's also coming out through your speakers here.
I thought normally like, there's a way to do this properly. Like when
Optimize
you,
for audio.
yeah, like you say share screen, share sound.
But the thing is that it's gonna come out through your laptop and it's going to interfere with
Or
the,
maybe you don't share sound. Let's see if this, I know one of these ways works.
I would say maybe share sound and turn your speakers all the way down.
yeah,
But not mute, just turn.
yeah, your laptop's speaker all the way down.
Maybe that will work.
Because I've done this before and I can't remember exactly how. Yeah, if you don't do share sound, you won't hear anything. Right?
Yeah, right.
So you have to do that and then,
Lower your laptop volume.
yeah, all right, let's try that. Let's go back to the robot here. I was just running the wrong script. Okay, so volume.
This is remote audio.
Yeah, because I'm connected to the computer here. I'm connected remotely. So I mean, this is multiple levels going on here, right? I'm logged into my computer. But now you can't hear it. Let me just try. Let me try to like adjust the volume slowly or something.
Hi, welcome to Riva Weather Service. How may I help you?
Here's something.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that. Oh, you know what? There's probably,
this
I know-
mic-
you know what? I bet it's in the volume mixer. Oh no, it's.
I can- I can mute the.
But let's see if
mic.
this works. now.
Hi, welcome to Riva Weather Service. How may I help you?
What's the temperature in Boston?
The temperature is 32 degrees in Boston at the moment. The
Oh, I want-
temperature is 32 degrees
I want
in Boston at the
something.
moment.
It's interesting, we're getting two, it's,
Yeah, it's the sound coming from his laptop and the sound coming from the little speaker.
Let me make sure I got the. Shouldn't, yeah, okay, let's try it.
Hi, welcome to Riva Weather Service. How may I help you?
What's the temperature in Los Angeles? Or wait, I keep wanting, I wanted to show you some more interactive example.
Hi, welcome to Riva Weather Service. How may I help you?
What's the weather like?
For which location? Sorry, I couldn't get you.
Long Beach, California.
It is light rain in Long Beach at the moment. The temperature is 57 degrees. The humidity is 81% and the wind speed is 4 miles per hour.
What's the wind speed in Toledo?
It is sunny in Toledo at the moment. The temperature is 28 degrees. The humidity is 58% and the wind speed is 6 miles per hour. It is sunny in Toledo at the moment. The temperature is 28 degrees. The humidity is 58% and the wind speed is 6 miles per hour.
Yeah, so, okay, I'm still working on this code. It shouldn't be doing that repeat, but, so what we're harnessing here is, a bunch of services, like I said, all from this, a fairly small amount of Python code. Okay, it's not very big anymore. Okay, now it's big. And let's get rid of this side thing. So what's happening here is we're connecting to that. This is all running on my robot, by the way, or actually this one, yeah, this is running on the robot. And it's connecting to that other system, and it's recording, and this is going through a lot of steps because it's recording from my laptop here, sending that to the, to my robot. The robot then sends that to the other server and then gets back text when you speak to it. And then there's a whole weather chatbot system that I got from, it's a chatbot state machine and some code, some basic code to do a chatbot for weather. So what you do, so you can, here we can see, we connect to this Riva system, then we get this, some different services. The TTS service that's for when the bot is talking to you. And then we also get the ASR, so that service, which is, that's understanding you. And you can set it up and it can do automatic punctuation. I'll go through and show some examples step by step of the individual features next. You can actually add word boosting so that if particular words are not coming out right, and I'll show you that example as well. You can give it the spelling of the word that it's supposed to be, and it will boost it. It boosts its likely that it'll properly transcribe that. So what we do is I've hacked into the code that for this chatbot that I said again was a web-based web interface. But what happens is so you take in your it records your voice, it sends it over, gets to the weather chatbot, gets a response, and then speaks the response. That's in these just a couple lines of code here. Of course, this get input, there's a bunch of code behind that, but mainly that's the chatbot code, and and also the code that it sends the what you say to the service to get transcribed, and then we use the TTS service to speak it, to speak the result. And then the rest of this is, here's actually where it gets the ASR. This is actually, this is where it gets the response from your, and it's using your microphone. That's what this just uses your microphone, sends the audio to this, to the ASR service, and it's by chunks, comes back, and then I only care about the final result. When Alan showed this, he was showing all the intermediate results as it was, as it's hearing you, it's printing out all the words. So I just care about the final result. And then I take that and I send that off to the chatbot and get a response, which comes back, and then I speak the response. So that is like pretty, not that complicated code at the top level. And but yeah, I want to dig a little into each of these features. They're very this is a lot to take on all at once. So we have, let's see if I can find where I put this stuff. Okay, ASR. It's not it. I think it's back in this other. It's in the any questions so far, or in areas that sound confusing? Let's see.
Hey, Jim, Jim,
Yeah,
what's the setup cost you? What's the hardware cost?
well, like, that the computer I bought, I mean, it depends on what what you already have, but the 3090 video card is more than enough memory for this, but I'm actually, want to do more. That's like a $1,200 card. Although it's been discounted, now you can find them for under $800 on eBay. For that, but you need a PC that can take that card.
Okay,
But
PC is gonna
that's the old model now. The 4090 is out, so they're getting cheaper and cheaper.
So you're saying what, about $2,000, $3,000 to get started? If you got to buy a new PC?
My PC was, the discounted PC, like that nice brand new PC was about 2,800. But that's, you'd spend a lot of money anyway if you're buying a new PC, so you might as well spend a little more to get one with. I mean, that video card is worth over 1,000, so really it's only like $1,200. So the PC is really only $1,600 PC. In this case, but yeah, I recommend buying on Black Friday or other discounted days times, because that's when you're going to get the best deals.
So you're saying under 3,000?
That's not me.
Is that a good estimate? Under 3,000?
Something's up with your audio. I have to mute you.
Is that better? Under 3,000? Is that what you're saying, Jim?
Thomas, check your mic.
Keeps muting itself. Under 3,000, Jim?
That's Thomas.
That's Thomas.
Can you hear me? Testing?
Thomas.
Yeah. Can't hear me? No?
No.
Sorry, Thomas, I have to mute you. Something's wrong with your mic.
Okay, here we go. This is where I wanted. It's always hard to remember where you put things. So what I'll do now is go through slower pace each of these features, or each of these services. So I have a series of scripts here, and I already showed you this briefly. Obviously, the microphone one is the most interesting for us right now, but also you can also do offline and taking a file and convert it, or transcribe the file. So listen, stop that. So I made a couple batch files here to show some of these features. And okay, this one forgot to put the RAM in. So you'll see here at the top I'm running this transcribe mic.py, and I give it the server address where that whole Reba system is running. And all this does is, and then here's some different features we're going to try out. So this is like what, just the base without putting any of those options in. If I type listen.bat, we connect. Hello, my name is Jim. This is a recorded session. So you can see this is what Alan demoed. It's from my robot. Well, from here, it's sending this audio through remote desktop to my robot, which is then forwarding it to the server and then transcribing it and sending back the text. So you'll see this is just a stream of consciousness. Although actually, when you see those two pound sharp signs, that means it's completed an input, or it thinks that your statement has been finished. But notice there's no punctuation or anything here. So this is purely running just the ASR on the cloud machine. Now what you can do is there's these different features. They even have a profanity filter. They have no verbatim transcripts. Well, I guess we can just go in order here. So if let me show you. No verbatim means that, I don't know why they did the negative, but verbatim transcript means it says exactly what you said. It transcribes exactly what you're saying in a full text of those words. Okay, whereas no verbatim transcript will convert numbers and units into abbreviations. For instance, like the word 27 will turn into from TWENT blah blah 27, and $5,000 will turn into $5,000, that kind of thing. So for instance, let's just try that. $5,000. 27 meters. Okay. Now, I add in this no verbatim transcripts to do, and this is all done in the model. $5,000. 27 meters. So now it's using not verbatim. Oh, I'm sorry if I did that too fast. It's converting to a form that maybe it could be input into your system that you're looking for, if you prefer. I mean, obviously, I prefer with my system, if I'm asking for a number, I'd rather have the number, not have to do my own conversion from string to number, right? So this is a very useful feature. I won't bother with the profanity filter. That's you can try that at home. It doesn't actually. I tried it at home, and it only worked for one word, like the S word, and it didn't work for other 4-letter words. So I'm not sure what they are going for. Now you notice, yeah, there was no punctuation anywhere. We can turn this one off. Let's do one at a time. So this one is going to do punctuation. So watch this, and I think Alan did this. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy green dog. What is the weather in Toledo? And you see there's the sentences and capitalized and everything. Went to the store. Oh. Jim went to the store. So it's capitalizing names and and all that. So that's the automatic punctuation feature, which is very, could be very useful. Especially for a chatbot, so it knows if it's a question or a statement. And then this one, the boosted words, that's another important one. So I boosted this one called Ashguard and Doubleday. So Ashguard, Doubleday. See, without that, it if I don't give it these are weird words, right? So you're gonna find there are lots of weird words that the system might have problems with. So you can see here it said Ashguard and Doubleday. So if you notice that happening, I guess you have to notice it happening first. Then you go to add this boosted feature for the words that it's having trouble with. So now if we do the Ashguard, Abner Doubleday. So now those words are elevated or boosted. So the system favors your spelling and your interpretation as opposed to its previous one. So this can be used to augment the system. And you can go deeper by even adding vocabulary and training, just kind of like the boss system I'm using on my robot also has these different capabilities of boosting words, which I'm actually using.
So does it look it up from a custom lookup table that you made? Or why does it know all of a sudden Ashguard is one word?
Well, do you see what I've done here with this dash boosted Ashguard?
Oh, okay, you had to type in Ashguard. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I missed that.
Yeah, so that's so it's literally on the command line or whatever, it's literally there. You have to find out that there's a problem and then you add in these words. And they're, like I said, this is the easiest level. Then there are deeper levels where you can add vocabulary and even adjust the acoustic interpretation. But this is a really powerful system running in Riva. The Riva system running on my GPU is a heavily trained system. So you're unlikely to have nearly as many problems as, for instance, my WAF 50 megabyte model that's running on a Celeron 4 quad processor, a small edge computer. This one's running on, this is a very large, many gigabyte language model. So it can do a much better job. So you're less likely to have to fix this, but you can do it when you have to. And if you're using medical terms or who knows what else, it's not going to get that. So you then would add these in. So that's ASR. Any questions about how this is working? This is, again, from my robot over to the cloud, my local cloud local, and doing that in processing and sending back the answer. Now here, the next one we'll cover is, well, NMT, neural, they call it. Neural machine translation is what they call it. Oh, I didn't. Okay, let's skip that for now. TTS. Let's go to TTS. This is what I did in my DAT file. So in this one, I thought I did this somewhere with the. So here you can see I've set up this talk program to use the English US male. This system has a male and a female. There's only those two the US mail, well, there's other, languages available, but I've only installed, the US. And there's currently, I think only there's one male and one female for the US one. So if I do talk,
Hello, my name is Riva.
It is you. Yeah.
it's a system problem though, because that's not because of this output, that's barely on.
Mute your speaker.
Mute your mic.
It shouldn't cause that, like, sound, that's not.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, the volume has to be up a little, otherwise you can't hear it at all.
Okay, let me mute.
Hello. Hello, my name is Riva.
Hello, my name is Riva.
Yeah, we are commuted, we are talking through that mic.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, so this is we gotta work this out somehow, because it's like,
Maybe you have to mute your mic here.
Well, his is muted right now,
because
or
we
was,
use that.
but I always mute my mic,
He's not even connected to audio.
I don't connect to audio, but you're saying when you turn that off, then I need to join audio. So let's just try that.
Right now.
So turn that off, I join audio.
Recording.
Hello. Yeah. So sorry about that. So when when we go into this mode where the audio is, or the microphone is off on the center thing, then I have to turn mine on. Hold on a sec. So hopefully. Back. Hello?
Turn your speaker down a little bit. It's coming up for your laptop.
Wow. Lots of problems here.
Speaker.
What are you doing that? I've muted myself. I guess it'd be better to disconnect.
Is this the room speaker? Okay. This one, is that the room speaker? Well, right now, it's nothing the owl speaker.
Way to like disconnect from audio or from audio. Once I connect. Leave computer audio. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Right, so now I've left computer
Okay,
audio.
you can use the same system.
Hello. Okay, yeah, basically you have to disconnect from audio, then it won't do that reverb that I was just hearing. So, yeah, I don't know how we have to figure out a way in the future to
Okay.
do that.
So the saying is good now.
So that's the TTS. We have a bunch of chat. Anything?
Yeah,
Is that all
the
about-
audio?
The virtual world is not as good as the real world. I know I thought I had some more batch files here.
Maybe if there's questions in the chat, you can have the AI answer the question. You can kind of paste them.
Actually, I didn't see, is there any, okay, chat? Anybody asking
So,
any questions?
Anybody in chat, if you guys want to ask the AI a question, just type it in the chat.
Oh, you mean, are we getting that feedback? Can
No.
somebody say something online? Yeah, that static is really bad, but I don't know exactly what's causing that. Okay, let me go back to TTS. Okay, the talk program, all right.
Testing one, two, three.
That works.
That's good. Thanks, Thomas.
Sure.
Yeah, so for playing audio,
Thomas would like to ask the AI what's his favorite ride at Disneyland.
well, this isn't we don't have that kind of a chat bot right now. It's only a weather bot, but talk to me later or let me work on that for next time. So TTS, that's pretty much the TTS. You give it the language you want and the output device and some other info, sample rate, voice. So it doesn't have that many options for TTSs, but it's, yeah, those are the options. And as you saw, there were a lot of options for the ASR. And for this other one, the NMT, I thought I had a batch file. I guess I don't. Let's see. Python NMT.py. I know I had. Where did I do that? I have somewhere where I was experimenting with the natural processing intent and all that. Show you that. Where was that intent stuff? So it's tough with this small screen here. Oh, NLP. So there's NMT, then there's NLP. This is the one I think I wanted. There it is, intent.that, okay. So this, so you've seen text to speech, and you've seen the automatic speech recognition. So now, this one I really like. This is sort of new from Alan's talk. It's called the intent extractor. And okay, the first one I'm going to give it is, what is the weather tomorrow? And let's see what that does. So intent that. Isn't it doing that? Query, but I thought I did this. So there's an interactive mode and there's a non-interactive. And you don't want to mix those. This is just a sample script. These are the ones I'm going to ask it here. So let's do that first one. What's going on here? Maybe I'll just delete these. So they're just not there for me.
Did you just have a conversation with itself?
No, it's these REM. I wish REMs wouldn't print. Okay. So I'm asked it, what is the weather tomorrow? You get back some information here. I guess I should print the names of these things, but this is like the intent is weather.weather, and then 1.0 weather forecast data. I forget what these different fields are. And then this is a time thing, the tomorrow, and it's 99% sure that was what it was.
Is the 1.0 100%?
Yeah, that's 100%. So it really, because you put the word weather, so it knows 100%, and it knows that it's a forecast. So let me go back to the. What's the name of the?
Come on, take a seat. Any way you can get a seat.
I should have printed the names of those fields. Well, this is supposed to be printing pretty print result. Why isn't it doing that? Is that a feature? Oh, that's only in that thing. All right, let's change this live code change on the spot here. I want this pretty print thing to happen even hopefully that will. We don't really need this one. This one can be turned off. Let's try that.
You need to close your parentheses.
Do the end. Where's the end button? Yeah, I don't Get,
What now?
there it is.
There you go.
See now, it's hard to look at this small screen. Okay, I lost my into my terminal.
Good. You?
I lost my terminal. Where'd the terminal go? Anyway, get rid of this overlay thing for the terminal. So what happened to my old terminal? Did it stay or something?
Dr. Bruce says you closed it.
Oh, is he on?
Yeah, he's here.
I can't even keep track of what I'm doing. All right, well,
You were full screen now. Trying F11 to get it back.
F11.
F11 is maximize and minimize your windows.
All right, well, let's try a new terminal now. Where is it though? Maybe I'll just click this. And
Try bringing it back to the regular size. Because it's really exploded.
all right, so it's not too big, right? It's okay.
From my laptop, it looks very, I mean, it's readable. There's a terminal.
Ah, so that I just had to do some finagling there. This is a problem with the software, or the windowing is just getting a little bit funky because of the being remote and everything.
You can scale it down a little.
Scale down here.
I mean, on my laptop, it looks fine. Yeah, that looks fine right there.
Okay, one more.
That's fine right there.
Okay, let's go back to where we were here in NLP. So I'm gonna go back to that. So now what we were doing before was batch file. And, we can make this a little bigger. Okay, intent.
Oh yeah, you were trying to print out
Oh,
the names.
all right. Well, we don't really need the
Yeah.
timing of it. So let's just get rid of that. Okay, so now we're back. And we have some information. So the intent is weather.weather, score 1.0, slot, these are things called slot. And then, which is, these are particular higher level constructs that it's trying to fit the intent into a slot. And then, so we got that information. Now, let's move on to another example.
Hey, Jim, question. Did you create that intent? Or is that built in? Can I configure my own intents?
Well, okay, this example is all, the ones in the system are weather based. That's comes in. I don't know about training your own yet. I haven't got that far. But it's part of the Riva. Yeah, I think in the Riva system you can train your own. But that's a ways off from what I've been able, what I've started, I've just started on this journey.
So just don't know yet. I haven't got there yet.
I haven't got there, but yeah, it definitely you can do that. I mean, I just, I have not figured out how hard it is or whatever, but it's definitely available. Now where's my bat file now? Let's go back to these other examples. What happened to the, oh, shoot, I deleted that. Saved. I hate this thing in the way. Okay, it's preserved here a little bit. So like, what is the temperature? Let's see if I can bring these back here. I had made all these nice examples. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to take a little extra time here. Move forward. Okay, so now let's switch this. What was the temperature in New York? Now you'll see it comes back with intent weather dot temperature, weather, and the slot. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention slot refers to a place in the text that it's looking for information. So in this case, it's matched the weather place, and it's New York is the weather place, so that it has this ability to pull out these slots and extract information. So you can see that. So all this stuff is useful in your, in your chat bot. Like, where is it coldest? Let's see what that is. So that's temperature, slot, season, cold, coldest. So it has quite a lot going on. I have no idea how many things are in this system, in the intent system, but it's got quite a lot, including even it does have normal, what they call personality chatbot things as well. If you can delete forward. So if you do something like, now these aren't all implemented in that weather system I showed you. It doesn't have any of these personality ones implemented, but the intent system, the intent which is running on the server, right? That's part of the inferencing. It does. So how are you? It comes up with small talk personality. How is bot doing? So that's pretty cool. I just made these up, these sample questions. And then I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. It can handle a lot of these. Here's another one. You are a great bot. And it even says small talk personality, good work bot. So in your chat bot system, the state machine, et cetera, you can handle the responses for these type of things. But the inferencing engine will give you this intent. Anybody want to add a new one? Like you can try anything and see if it handles it. I mean, you can also do, it's primarily a weather thing, but it can also, it handles a lot. It seems to handle a bunch of other intents, but certainly like if you say something like, what is the wind speed? And then you give it a location. It should get that as weather dot wind speed, and then weather place is Toledo. So it's pulling out different things, and it can handle more than just weather. This one, but it's primarily a weather one. And there was another feature that's really quite cool that I'm not, maybe it's not as relevant for a bot, but you can also, the system will be able to answer a question from a paragraph. So if I have a paragraph of information and then ask the bot to say, and somewhere in that paragraph, it says some data like the coldest temperature ever in Toledo was -13. Then if you ask the bot, what was the coldest temperature ever in Toledo, it will find it from that paragraph. So that's another feature. I won't demo that one. That one's a little less useful to me than some of these other ones, because that's more like you need obviously a paragraph, a paragraph. Where is that coming from? That's like a web, basically interpreting some sort of web information, some information off the web, or and then give you an answer based out of that information. So yeah, that covers NLP. Did I show the intent slot? Any other options to this thing? All right, interactive just does that will just allow you to type in different things. I should have done that. And what is okay. NLP, let me try one more thing here. Let's see. Intent. Forget if there's some other. Right. So that again, the model is the default is this Riva intent weather, but there's and I don't think there's any others loaded at this point, but there obviously you can have different models and those can be trained. I'm not sure again how to do that, but maybe NVIDIA will provide other ones of these too. But that's pretty much it for the NLP.
So Jim, that's probably the most important thing for your robot, because your robot can do certain things. It can go from this room to that room, it can find something, it can deliver something. Hooking what it can do to what you can ask for would be through intents. You say, okay, bring this here. So, you have what the object is, what the location is.
Yes.
So this thing here is probably the most important thing that we've been trying to do for a while, because we've been trying to scrub out whether they said the room name or go to or bring me. You can say it 20 different ways and have the same outcome.
That's exactly, yeah. This really excited me, I think, and I hope it does for other people, and because I think it's very powerful. And I just discovered it through this chatbot thing, this weather chatbot that they gave an example for. In addition to, of course, the TTS and the ASR, that's all good stuff to do in the cloud, better than your robot, but it's not new. We already have capabilities to do speech recognition and text to speech on a robot. It's just not as good as this one. But this intent thing, I don't have that on the robot. Maybe it's possible to, but it wouldn't be as powerful, obviously.
It's the same kind of model we used in Alexa. So Alexa, you create a list of intents.
Yeah.
They all have replaceable parameters. And so I think you train them by giving examples of what would trigger that intent. And it's probably similar to how this one might.
Yeah, so this is just the beginning, and I'm gonna probably put a lot more effort into that intent. The other thing is this neural machine translation, NMT. That is for translating languages, and I won't bother with that, but and I don't know if I even have that one loaded. I don't think I do. But that if you want to translate, you can load up a English to some language or some language to English, and have that on your card as well. All right, well that pretty much covers what I wanted to cover here. And
another question.
Any more questions?
Yeah, it's like a Dr. Bruce question. One of the big things, we start getting in groups of people, if Jim says something, then I say something, then Ben says something, and the robot gets confused all the heck. Does this have anything, that there's anything in this NVIDIA stack around like speaker recognition?
Actually, there is. It's funny you mentioned that, because I was trying to get that to work, but I didn't have multiple people in my room. So there's something called diarization, and that is used in corporate meetings, and it's for breaking out who is talking in a corporate meeting. And so one of the features of the ASR here is diarization. And actually we could try it. See, I don't think it's working, but now I lost the directory I was in. That's what it's called. It's called diarization, and it's a feature that is actually built into, or it's part of the ASR system. Let's see if I can. So in transcribe mic one. Let me look for. Is this the one I was working with? Okay, if we go to transcribe. Oh, but yeah, it only is advertised to work with pre-recorded offline. They call it offline diarization. So like this thing called transcribe file offline. Diarization. I had to look up that word, diarization, and that is what it means. It's speaker diarization means, I don't know if it's based on the word diary or whatever.
Like you're creating a diary.
Yeah, it's a stenographer transcription. It's called a like in a courtroom, it's the proceedings or the, what's it called? It's basically, what everybody is saying, the transcription. But yeah, so this one, you can do that. So if you want, yeah, we could, if we have time, we could, let's see, record. Do I have audio? Voice recorder. Let's see if this even works. Hello, testing. Probably not gonna work out. Oh, it took time. Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, let's record. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
I'll just start it. Hold on.
Ready?
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Jim. How are you?
Good. Hey, Brian, what's new?
Oh, not much, just glad to be here, Jim.
Hey, Ty, you got a bike ride later?
Yeah, going on a bike ride today.
Cool.
Okay, so we want to see each of our labeled voices, right?
Yeah, let's see what
they're a
happens.
different human, like voice 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be pretty incredible.
That's pretty substantial.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but
It's not gonna know who we are, but it
No,
might say
no,
speaker
no.
1, speaker 2.
But if I start giving it a command and you start talking to
Right.
Ben, it wants to separate you from me to know.
And ideally, it would recognize speaker 1 and not the other speakers or something.
Yeah.
all this is gonna do is designate, I think, separate speaker names.
Yeah, that would be great.
Speaker number 1, speaker number 2. That's what it's gonna try to do. This is an M4A. This probably needs to be a zip.
I hope it does.
Right, 3 or what?
That would be very useful.
Yeah, that would be very.
It is useful, but if it's pre-recorded, then
Yeah.
Oh, right, so, the live version would be useful. but that's
live
halfway
would
there.
be cool, right? So, all right, let's see, if I can do this now. So this one is the offline. Let me, well. I'm going to have, I want to make a bat file for this. Because I don't have copies of. Slash, or, yeah, I do have a bat file. Listen got that, so let's copy that. Listen got that. Listen off. Got that. Code. Listen off. All right, so this one we're going to change this to transcribe. Transcribe file offline. Offline. Server, we don't need any of these. I don't know. Let's get rid of this. I think you can do punctuation like. And then, what was the diarization file? I have to look up the, oh wait, I should just do this kind of file offline. Oh. So there it is, speaker diarization. So we'll add that in to this. Speaker diarization. we'll need the file name. Dash input file. We may have to convert that if it doesn't understand. Does this work? No. Let's see.
You might want to get rid of all the other ones, so it doesn't get confused.
Well, it's number 6, so. Yeah, just get rid of all of them. Number 1. Let's rename this. Okay, so I don't think it's going to handle M4A, but there's always hope. All right, now let's oh, then we actually, is there anything else I have to do? Okay, no boosted words, and that's it. So let's try it. Let's see. Offline. I probably can't handle that. Yeah, okay. We need a WAV file, so let's just convert. It shouldn't be that hard to convert a freaking file to WAV.
Online converter.
I do also have Audacity, but it's not on. What machine am I on? Oh, this is the robot. It's not on the robot. So your suggestions will be good. Let's see, can we do on? Two MP3. Let's see. Of course, we'll be giving our voices to some place, but
This meeting's already public. So
yeah, that's
it's okay.
Oh, you're gonna install it?
Oh.
That's gutsy. It's a Chrome extension.
Yeah, I would be afraid of that.
Yeah, how would it?
oh. Well, it's not.
I mean, I guess it technically is online, but I would just do a website that does it.
Yeah.
The second link, because this is that's an extension.
The whole thing. I thought this would be.
Choose a file. There you go.
But I dropped it in there, but okay. Failed. Like it did it.
Okay.
Oh, it's a virus. Oh, we already did it twice here. Why? How did that happen?
Okay.
Oh, there's the wave. Now you just have to put it into that directory, right?
Hey Ben, how you doing?
Okay, it's there. Yeah, let's just move this to here. I'll check if I installed something later and uninstall.
But you have to go back and change your code that was looking for the.
It's just.
Yeah.
All right, let's see, moment of truth. Get wave file parameter. Is it wave?
It said it didn't start with the RIP ID.
Yeah, what the heck is it? I thought that, I don't know, I don't know what RIF ID is. What is a RIF ID? That's, I don't know, this is a wave file, so what's,
Yeah.
may have to save it out with Audacity or something. I'll do that offline. Because now I have the audio, it's just, I think it's just a matter of converting it to whatever that RIF ID is. All right, great. Well, any other questions? I will wrap it up. So yeah, there's these other features you can do like that, and there's a lot to explore. Hopefully that was enjoyable.
That was good, Jim.
Very good.
That was some good stuff. Thank you. Anybody online have any questions?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Jim, now how much did you say it was going to set me back if I was to invest in a computer and board?
Well, like I said, I mean, I got the whole thing for under around 3,000 with tax.
Did you say
And
3,000?
that's a whole 3,000 for the whole new rig, whole new computer, 32 gig of RAM and the video card and 20, which has 24 gig and brand new state of the art Ryzen processor, 12 core. So you know it's a good system that if you were buying a new big server. Your server, my computer is getting old, like 2014, so it was about time to spend some money anyway. You know, what is that? 8 years, 9 years now, 8 years. So I don't feel bad having not. Well, I did upgrade mine, but if you divide 9 years into 3,000, it's not bad, right? For getting a new computer.
You got your money's worth already.
Yeah, I did upgrade that one, so I spent a little more money on that, or like back in 2018, I upgraded to keep it alive. But yeah, it was time to get a full new rig, and of course, this rig I got is completely capable of high quality virtual reality. If you just need to buy the heads up display, or I mean the HMD head mounted display, and it can also play video games at an incredible rate. I don't play much, but virtual reality, you know, that I probably will, you know, probably invest in, maybe for another less than 1,000, get a nice head mounted display, right?
That's about,
Or I don't know how much they cost. This,
depending on what system you're gonna go into.
less than 1,000 probably for one, like, but I don't, you know. But in any case, so buying a new computer has many purposes. So it's not just for this.
Is that a laptop you've got then? It's all on a laptop?
No, this is you saw the picture of it, didn't you?
I must have
water
missed it. I stepped away.
Did you see the picture I had here of the live
Are you connecting remotely to that machine then?
Yeah, we're connecting remotely. Yeah, so this whole thing was connecting remotely to two different machines.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
must have missed that part.
We're connecting to my, well, here, we'll just quickly review here. I'll bring up the camera. You can see this is the server.
Oh, all right. I didn't know what I was looking at there. That's that's a camera? That's a real-time camera?
Yes, this is a live shot of the PC. It's a gaming PC with a full glass case
And this is at
and
your house?
RGB and all that stuff.
Is it at your house?
Yeah, that's in my house, in my office.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do these pictures, to give everybody the sense of, because otherwise it's just logging in to some virtual thing. And, the other one is the robot, and that's orange, big orange, is also right here. You can see, and we can see the rain falling at my house.
Ah,
Yeah, I kind of feel like moving orange away from the window even. Yeah. It's a little too close. If there's flooding and it starts coming in, orange is I'm gonna drive him away from.
You better.
Actually, the motor is off though. Oh, well. But yeah, so this is, so I'm logged into there, which was all this, that's where I did all that. All the commands were from Orange.
Through the Panda Latte.
The Latte Panda, which is this little single board computer. So that's all, everything I'm doing in this shell is like, that's all running on that little board. And then I can do all that natural language processing stuff, and it connects to the other computer, the cloud computers.
So are you streaming audio in real time to
Yeah.
the second computer?
Yeah, now I was asking Alan about this when he gave his lecture, but then I discovered, I was like, oh, that seems like you did a lot of work, but the system handles it for you. What's really nice is I installed what's called the Riva client in Python on my robot, and that client is a lightweight set of code that does this work for you, packages up the audio and sends it, and then receives back the text, or in reverse, sends up text and gets back audio. And audio even at 44 kilohertz, whatever, is not that much for an internet, for a Wi-Fi connection. It's, these Wi-Fi connections can handle HD video. So so it can handle 10 or 15 audio channels probably in the same amount of space. So yeah, that's just kind of neat. And even a low power PC like this can process audio. Well, we already know it can process audio through its recorder, through its microphone, and in pretty much real time. So sending that over the internet is apparently not that much of a problem for it.
Well, what kind of lag time are you getting?
Well, you saw it's pretty fast, right? I mean,
Yes, it is.
when I'm doing this transcribe, not file, oops, transcribe microphone, whoops. Hello, my name is Jim. Oh, I don't know. Oh, we did that demo anyway.
It
So
was pretty snappy though.
it was fast. Yeah, it's pretty fast.
One interesting thing, you'd say half of a phrase and it would misinterpret it, and then you say the second half of the phrase and go correct the first half of the phrase based on context, and it was all live.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's kind of cool. You can have it do intermediate results as well, but I kind of turned that off. it's like, well, I don't really need that. Yeah, so it's pretty, I think, yeah, I just edited that file incorrectly is what happened. But
Would you say it's less than a second delay?
yeah, it's sub-second.
Sub-second. That's great. And you're going through what, the college Wi-Fi?
Yeah, we're going through college Wi-Fi, right? That's right.
That's a great. That's good. That's great. That's very good latency.
Yeah, it's pretty, oh, I'm sorry. It's the latency is not bad at all. Where did I just, I should have run the problem I just did was, I should have run the listen.bat.
Well, I use a lot of web services, and those can have a 1 or 2 second delay easily.
Right here.
I'm sharing the screen.
I know, yeah, I realized that. I get back to the. Don't do that. Hold on a sec, let me share again. Yeah, and keep in mind, all these delays are also because of I'm transmitting to you and
Yeah, that's very fast.
yeah, but here you can see how fast it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's less than probably 2/10 of a second, 1/10 of a second.
And it's correcting.
Right, and I didn't.
I'm gonna have to tell my wife no new car. We're just gonna get her a new computer and board.
Honestly, this is a really good investment. For my robot hobby and for all the hobbies involving computers. Honestly, I mean, video game. If you want to play, I'll probably play a couple because this thing's so powerful. Even if it's just a simulation game or whatever, and then the VR capabilities and AI capabilities. Instead of using Google Cloud and Chat GPT, which who knows what status that's going to be and how many users, and it's really liberating to have your own cloud server. That's what I'm going to say. So I essentially save up money and I bought at a discount. Buy last year's model. It still works. All right, thank you. And any more questions? I think that's it.
All right, so that,
Unless there's any more questions from the gallery.
that's perfect. It brings us to 11:50, which we could just break for lunch and then come back for the business meeting. So any other questions for Jim? No?
That was great, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. That was awesome.
Thank you.
All right,
Sorry for the hang-ups.
Oh, that worked great.
I'm gonna pause the recording.
Okay, so the vocal gets processed and uses the mouth and affects the mouth lighting.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the music the music just plays out the speaker along, gets mixed, but it's not needed for any of the visual effects.
That's right. The right channel.
What about
The right channel is voice and background music. The left channel is just the voice, and that's what triggers the mouth.
And what about the head movement? The head movement was very fast in the second song there, and slower in the first song. So how do you have to hand animate the head movements, or is it triggered by audio?
For the longest time, I triggered it through code, and it looked like crap. It just never looked good. So
No.
first time ever, I took each of the songs and moved the head around with a joystick, and then recorded the movements, and then just played them back.
Oh, okay. So it's a recording, puppeteering.
It's a puppeteering, exactly. It
That's
just
like what
works
Tim
so
does.
much better than automatic.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
Are you still using Easy Robot for that?
Yes and no. I'm weaning myself off of Easy Robot. I'm recreating Easy Robot in Python. I've managed to recreate 80% of all the functionality that I use, and I want to drop Easy Robot entirely because they don't support me the way I'd like them to.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I've been writing articles about them for almost over a year now, and you'd think I'd be one of their favorite people, but free advertisement, right? Have you seen my articles in Servo magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you say I use Easy Robot, right?
That's right. You think I'd be their best friend? I mean, all this free advertisement.
They have a new management team and they're focusing on educational.
Yeah, education.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Okay,
All right, guys, I know it's getting went over.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Thomas.
There's a squad out there.
Okay, so.
I know, right?
So I had a very short one. I just wanted to like pass around resin printed stuff. This is
Yeah,
more
give
like
me-
for the.
Pass to me. Here, you see my hand going out?
So
The metaverse.
I don't know how.
Be able to.
Yeah, that's
So,
good for you. And yet another
the-
one has been lured into this type of new printing.
Yeah, so
Can't have chemicals.
like I said, I wouldn't have gotten it myself, but since it was a gift, I went all into it now. And I've been experimenting. It's a whole different
I'm
beast.
sorry, you're.
It's a whole different beast from traditional filament printing. Completely different idea.
Yeah.
When setting up your files and that kind of stuff.
Well, you've done this.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. Did you do that? That's good.
Yes.
Oh, this has been-
Yeah, that's one of the little things I did with the resin printer.
Oh, the resin.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's much more accurate.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's much more precise than my.
the resolution is amazing.
That's why, it's like a.
What size
Yeah, it-
printer do you have?
Say that again?
What size printer do you have, Ben?
You've already got a lot done
It's
since-
the same small one that Alan has.
Oh, here, Alan.
Is that the
Yeah, Alan.
quality or the?
And a cubic
I'm not getting in that. I'm
Well,
not
Tom-
getting in that.
Is that made by Creality?
no, it's by
It's
cubic.
taken me years to master.
Which one?
Cubic.
Anacubic. I see it. Yeah.
Cubic photon.
Yeah, I see
Uh,
it on six. Wow, that's expensive. $600.
No, that might be the very large one. They have a smaller one. So yeah,
Because I see one. The Creality has an intro one for $199.
that might be something that you want to get into. I don't know. I haven't seen that one, but they all work the same way.
I see a cubic
the-
$319, starting at about. Oh, there we go. $250. $199. We go down to $199 here.
So the resin printers, unlike like the filament printers where you control the resolution where through software and the nozzle diameter, resin printers are the resolution depends on the screen that he uses. They have like 2K screens, 4K screens, 8K screens, depending on your screen's resolution. That's the images that you're gonna get for each slice.
All right. Yeah, I'm interested, but I'm leery to have all those chemicals in the house.
It is. I mean, you have to have a lot of alcohol on hand in a large bucket size,
Buckets.
container. Yeah. You need a lot of alcohol. The resin is toxic, so you have to be careful. You always have to wear gloves. Try not to get it all over yourself. It's messy. You do need
Isn't it?
huh?
Is the resin very sticky?
It's very sticky. And it's toxic. So you have to wear gloves.
You don't want
When
to
you're
touch your
handling it.
skin.
Yeah, you don't want to get it on yourself. It's
Mhm.
messy. It's multi-stage to actually get a print. You have to print it, you have to clean it in alcohol, and then you have to cure it. So you need curing station, cleaning station, and you're printing it.
Just what Alan showed, that he had a picture last meeting of all the stages. And
The cleaning and curing station, usually one thing that you can swap out the tank of alcohol for the disc that spins the print on the LEDs. But it's still, 3 different stages that you have to go through to get a print.
I see that. That's another $100 to $200 for a washing and curing station.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you're adding,
And
but it's still, the cost is low now. That's part of the
it
whole
is.
thing, $500?
it is, if you wanted to get into it, it's it's a cost. And it's a commitment, because you have to commit that, you have to safely store all these chemicals. The resin is more expensive than your traditional spool of filament. And you have to, take care of it. It's not like a spool that you can just throw in a box. You have to take care of, manage the bottles, they're toxic. It's a toxic chemical. So, that's something to consider. But I mean, the prints are amazing.
Right.
And the resins, since it's all resin, you can mix your resins and come up with like a fusion, a hybrid resin. So if you have like a hard plastic resin and a softer one that's more flexible, you can make some, the two, get somewhere in between. You can color the resin. Alan just showed me that if you have, like, for example, a white resin, you can use these dyes to create your own color.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm very tempted. Ben, I'm very tempted. It's something that I'd love to have, but I don't know if I want to make room and time and.
It's looking for something.
Yeah,
It's pretty close.
I set up everything in the garage. So ventilation isn't that much of an issue in there.
This is a one.
But I mean, I would still recommend if you get like a mask or something to wear while you're doing it.
Antenna.
Definitely napkins, paper towels, and gloves. That's essential. And of course, alcohol.
All
So
right.
that's all for me. Jim, did you have a show and tell?
Nope.
Okay. Anybody else?
Show and tell for an hour and a half. I'm out.
Anybody else have anything else they want to present? No? All right. So
That's very
If-
science fiction.
if anybody else has any questions,
Or maybe a robot.
Yeah, that's true. You know where it's.
if not, I guess we'll call this meeting in. Anything else?
You gave me all kinds.
But those printer heads were from yours. So
All right.
hot ends.
I am
I
going
got
to.
a question for Walter before we end.
Oh,
Walter,
ahead.
did you sell off that printer?
No, I still have it.
I mean, I'm still interested. We'll talk offline, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Good seeing you all.
right.
Are we closing the meeting then?
All right. Good seeing you, Thomas.
See you guys next
Good
month.
seeing you. Hopefully, come out to Riverside or log into ours. We went to Google Meet because it's cheaper than Zoom. And you don't need an account. I thought you did, but you don't need an account. You just click the link and log in as Joe Schmo if you want. I don't care. Robbie the robot, So hopefully we'll see some of you guys next week. Have a good week. Have a good month. If I don't see you,
See you all. Thank you all for everything.
keep building,
See
guys.
you, Ross.
Bye.
See you guys
See you next week,
month.
Thomas.
Bye bye, Ross.
See you, Ross.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, everybody.
From the north. It's probably raining here more than there.
It's raining.
We get
It's
snow.
raining here too, but not.
Oh, it's snowing. Yeah, you get snow.